Welcome everybody back to another BOLDcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Beastars Season 1, Episode 7. What happened last time?
Last time, the carnivores were allowed to go into the town, and they were told, do not visit the black market. They got lost and were at the black market. Legoshi got sort of kidnapped by a psychotherapist who was like, you've killed someone before. And then he's like, well, no, I didn't, but I almost did, but I didn't, and now I'm in love with her. But I wouldn't call it love. And then the guy's just like, have some rabbit porn.
Yeah.
And then at the end, he was sort of validated on his running away and not wanting to eat meat by seeing a fellow carnivore also make the choice not to, but still, have his dignity.
Let's go. You can watch this on Netflix. We use some of the footage in this video to provide context for our reaction and review. But we're providing our reaction and review, not a free alternative to watching the actual show on Netflix, which is where you can watch it, where we ask you to support the official release. But we're getting right into this. Hope you guys enjoy our reaction and review to Beastars Episode 7. Check out our Patreon to get a week ahead, or you can subscribe and see future videos. Let's go! Brow knitter? What, that he doesn't like crust on his sandwich?
Are they her eggs?
I didn't think that when I made that joke last episode, I wasn't thinking they were going this detailed with the explanation of how this works. Is that why she sits next to him so she can watch?
No, it's alphabetical, they already said.
Of all henkind. Okay. Are you sure you're not doing for anyone else? Oh, is she getting all stressed out? And it's gonna keep getting worse? Oh my god. Watch it not even be her eggs. They use different eggs or something simple like that. Well, I guess that does kind of prove that it's for her, because she didn't ask, like, can you move my eggs to Wednesday again? Just so she could see him eat it. Can I borrow it for like 1 second, please?
I love how that was the one time they didn't have the opening at the beginning. They had that.
I guess this must be a slower episode, or they wanted like they must have wanted like less time for the actual plot. So you really like the song?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Whoa. Whoa.
Is her a dream, maybe?
It's so nice.
Whoa.
This is fucking incredible. She holds onto his antlers. Ooh. You didn't need to show me. You don't need to show me this part. In fact, I'd prefer if you didn't. Do they always bleed? He wants to live here for 10 days. Why isn't she like getting dressed right now? Like, just in case. So you said you came here to keep her company, but she's not here? What? Speak for yourself, fuckface.
なんかまたでかくなった。ああ、成長期早く終わってくれ。爪伸びたな。
あ。
何か元気が出るおまじないですか？
ジュノさん。
レゴシ先輩早いですね。
ああ、俺は暇だから楽しくやれてますか？
美しく踊りきれって決めたんです。
彼女を見ると俺ですら少し思える。灰色狼って綺麗な動物なのかもと。
だから振り付け見てもらえませんか？
見てたから少しならアドバイスできるかも。
じゃあ今お願いします。
今こ
こがいつもわからなくて。
俺も踊ったことないからわからないけど。
レゴシ先輩。
もう少し手首引いて肘を上げて。
やっぱりこの人本当にめちゃくちゃかっこいいよ。レゴシ先輩の感じていますか？
No, I don't think he does.
完璧な灰色狼のカップルになります。何も感じませんか？
いや、わかるよ。2年になったら生態学を勉強するよ。諸国で物理的に触れ合うと心のリラックスされてるんだ。真ん中は俺の尻尾とか掴んでいいよ。
おは
おはようございます。
よう。早いわ。
Did he kind of just allude to jerking off by saying that he holds his own tail? Was that like a metaphor, or my mind in the gutter? It probably is.
I think that was just you.
Okay. Well, I mean, we're watching a show about furries fucking, so I don't think I'm that like.
僕にくっついていたあの無邪気な狼も立派な青年に成長したかと思いきやとってもないド変態へと突き進んでいたら
No!
At least your best friend found it.
But how did he find it? Why was he...
レゴシ僕たちってさその
He has a Kabuto beetle?
え？どうしたの突然。なんていうか、僕はこれからもお前を疑ったり気持ち悪がったりとか絶対にしない約束するよ。好きなもんは好きなんだもんな。メスウサギだろうが昆虫だろうが。ごめん、勝手に見て。本当に。頼むから。好きなんじゃないの？その子のこと。息も絶え絶えで切羽詰まって苦しいことばかりな感情が簡単に恋だなんて誰が言えるんだよ。もう終わりにしよう。今ならまだ間に合う。レゴシ、ごめん、僕。いや、大丈夫だよ。好きなんかじゃないよ。俺の勘違いだったんだ。そうなの？自分を抑え込むのは慣れている。愛想笑いだって覚えた。そうだよ。元の俺に戻るだけだ。平坦に静かに。やっぱりこういうのが俺には向いている。水足りないな。
やっほー。
動揺するな。ただの友達だ。
後で会えるとは思わなかった。嬉しい。
But now she knows that
そっか。
he likes her.
ゲブも隕石さえ出るんだもんね。
さ。
ルイ先輩とハルさんは友達なんですか？
彼女はなんて？
いや、特に何も。
じゃあ友達だ。
あの時確かにしたんだ。ルイさんから覚えのある匂いが。息も絶え絶えで切羽詰まって苦しいことばかり。ハル、ハル、君はそんな顔をするんだね。やめてくれって。今こ
this complicates things. I would say.
How does this complicate anything?
It's just interesting.
This makes it way more simple.
I guess I don't know. It's just okay. You can go first then.
Why?
I don't know, because it's just interesting. Because before, when we saw Louis with Haru, it was kind of just like I don't know. It was hard to like tell what that relationship was for either of them, you know. And now we've got, like, a more in-depth thing into that, which is kind of interesting because she, like, feels bad for him. And then, I think she likes him, but then he...
Likes who? Him? Him could apply...
Louis, I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
But he's like, no, I'm already... my marriage is already arranged for me, basically, and I thought you understood that. Don't get the wrong idea here. I don't know, it's just kind of an interest. I wasn't really expecting that out of it, I suppose. I wasn't expecting there to be some kind of, like...
Arranged marriage?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't either. I don't know what... Okay, so with Legoshi at the end, I don't know... So the fact that he got, like, angry and, like, really possessive makes me think that it's not... like a instinct thing necessarily, but it's difficult. Okay, so there's multiple levels to this because like the whole instinct to eat is like a sexual thing. Like in terms, if we're applying this to like real life, you know, like the whole possessiveness and that dark side. It's like a domination type thing. It's not literally meant to represent. Like in the real life, if you apply it to real people, it's not meant to represent he wants to actually eat her. It's like these sort of carnal urges that are really fucked up. And the fact that his eyes were all like red at the end, because like, okay, so the fact that, okay, hang on, where do I want to start with this? He was confused at the beginning that is it love or is it my instincts like disguising as love? Mm-hmm. And the fact that he got angry at an herbivore hooking up with Haru makes it seem like it's not instincts, because there's no reason why he would need to be. If it was just the instincts, like being possessive, then there would be no reason for him to be angry at that, because he's not like if the instincts are trying to eat her. This is like again a more literal interpretation. Then there'd be no reason for him to be angry. But like the fact that he was really possessive and that his eyes were red and he was resembling, and that the ending was also the like evil ending of like his shadow, it confuses it because it makes me think, is it still his instincts?
Yeah,
or it doesn't clear it up like I initially thought before seeing his face at the end.
I think it's interesting because if Louis was another carnivore, then it would be like, oh, he's making a move on my he is stealing my food in like the literal like I want to eat her, but you are trying to eat her and you're doing a better job. Mm-hmm. But because he's a herbivore, it makes it like shakes up that dynamic, and then it's hard to say whether that's like valid because Louis is like a more
carnivorous herbivore. Like he's trying to model that behavior.
Traits of a typical carnivore. So it's really hard. The lines are very blurred there between. I still can't tell whether it's instinct or.
Well, because the whole instinct and because like eating, it's way more simple once you think of like how it applies to real life. Because if eating people is like a symbol for temptation, then like what he's really struggling with is not, oh, is it my instincts wanting me to eat her, or is it love? It's is it just my body as a male wanting to fuck her, or do I actually have love for her? That's what he's really struggling with in like a real life sense. So when you think about it like that, it's way more simple, because like the whole herbivore carnivore thing is not, it's like not, I don't think it's meant to be applied in the same way. Yeah, he's just getting possessive. That's all it is. Is he, and the red eyes thing, that's just his shadow, which again is like and they're clearly going for like a psychoanalytic, like the whole Jungian interpretation of this is more obvious now than it was in the first episode when we saw the shadow for the first time, because there's a literal psychotherapist. Yeah. There's literally, like, he literally talked to a psychotherapist. So there's clearly like that's actually being used. It's not just it's confirmed that thought was being put into this when it was written. So yeah, I think it's way more simple than the whole carnivore herbivore thing, and like, you know, is it his instincts to kill? It's like if you apply it to real life people, it becomes way more simple. But the real question is, where does it go from here? Like, what is Legoshi gonna do? Because if he's struggling with his shadow again, how is he going to contend with that? Because he's been doing a really good job recently, but he's starting to slip back into his old behavior, which is interesting because as he slips back and he's like, she's like, oh, do you want to come like help me out? And he's just like, no, I think it's better if I just suppress my feelings and, you know, don't put myself in a situation where I can act upon my feelings and, you know, just lock myself in a cage, go back to how I was at the start. And then as he's making that decision, of course, once he's presented with the stimuli again, because he doesn't have a control over his feelings, he's doubting himself, he's locking shit away. Now it's starting to come out again. So he's slipping back, and it's like his behavior is slipping back, and the reaction is becoming more prominent again. He was having a handle on it. We hadn't seen him react that negatively recently. But
and then we also have poor Juno, who's just kind of caught up in this of
no, I think she wants to be caught up in it.
Yeah,
I don't think she's caught up in it at all.
Like, she's just like, oh, it can't just be me, right? And then it was just her, and she's just oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that she's not caught up in it. She wants to be. That's it.
Well, I think she was for a second there.
Caught up in what? Like, from him? Like,
yeah, she thought she was,
because she wants to, but she actually isn't, because he doesn't have eyes for her. He's considering, and he sees the obvious thing of like, oh, well, we're both wolves. Wouldn't that be cool? But no. And like, yeah, she is kind of cute, but he doesn't actually care. Interesting stuff. Really cool. So it's basically a love triangle, but with higher stakes. It seems like that's what's going on. There's like way higher stakes going on here, because although eating people is symbolically sexual, it could literally be like he could literally eat her. So because he's so possessive and is succumbing to his basic instincts. So that's kind of crazy, and I want to see where it goes.
Oh, we could talk about the hen thing at the beginning.
Oh, the hen thing was awesome.
But the hen thing was really funny, and I liked that I really, really appreciate that they put that before the opening, because that, and then going into the main part of this episode would have been fucking weird if they just like, oh, I like egg salad sandwiches. And then, and then just some stuff, you know?
That was hilarious.
That was really good. I love how we were just talking about that last time of like, so like eggs, because we hadn't seen a chicken character up until this point. I feel like they did that on purpose, so that you'd kind of be like, there's still the question. We've
seen birds.
Yeah.
Like, we've seen many birds, but we never saw a chicken. But now you see a chicken, and it's like, well, no denying that. It's obvious. Like, that's kind of fucking gross if you really think about it. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. We'll move on to the next one. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye. Thank you to all of our patrons, especially those in the Student Council.
Zenge,
John Ortega,
Aurora,
Lewis,
Christian Bay,
Kage Uzumaki,
Dreadful XR,
Xiao Lao,
Brian,
Handicap Bonkai,
D23L,
Charles Liu,
Jude Caspino Buford,
Nick Psycho,
Michael Wells,
King Mr. Mew,
Rifleman Z51,
Thelmus Celetius,
Brandon Bruce,
Yankee,
Vanonian,
Yuki Ali,
Mord Tarragon,
Josh Carey Gray,
Jordan Agnew,
Lolly Convict,
Redacted,
Zachary Porth,
Mohammed Burnham Ahmed,
Michael E. Zabel,
Callum Forsyth,
Nicholas Woody,
Soma Yukahara,
Dogs Free,
It's Your Boy Dom,
Christian Nielsen,
Phantom,
Quant Tuggle,
Proyectos Informatica,
Sugar Daddy Alex,
Tara,
Hunter Wayne Germany. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next one.